Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about factoring polynomials to find real number solutions. So we're going to be factoring and solving completely. All right, here we go. Our first thing, we need to make sure we know all the ways to factor, all right? GCF, greatest common factor, difference of squares, difference and sum of perfect cubes. All right? Those are all ways we can factor, and after we factor, we can solve. Here we go. First problem. We're going to do 4 examples. You need to write down all 4 examples, ladies and gentlemen, all right? First one we have here is 2x to the 5th minus 18x cubed equals 0. First thing we have to do, greatest common factor. 2 goes into both of these, and x to the 3rd power. So we're going to rewrite this as 2x cubed times 2 is going to cancel. We're going to be left with x squared minus 18 divided by 2 is 9. X cubes are going to cancel. Equals 0. Now here, this is difference of squares. 9 is a perfect square. So this is going to be 2x cubed, x minus 3, and x plus 3 equals 0. Now that this is all factored out, we're going to set each one of these equal to 0 and solve. So we have 2x cubed equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0, and x plus 3 equals 0. Now we're going to solve each one of these. This one we'll divide by 2. X cubed equals 0. Take the cube root of that, and x is still going to be 0. Now this represents 3 solutions. All right, this represents 3 solutions. We have to get to 5. So right now we're at 3 because we took the cube root of something. So that's 3 solutions. This one we're going to add 3. So x equals 3. There's 4 minus 3. So x equals negative 3. There's all 5 of our solutions. All right, moving on to example number 2. Here we go. This one we can't do the greatest common factor. And if we look here, we have 4 terms. So we can put it straight into our box. And we're going to get x cubed minus 3x squared minus 16x and 48. Now we're just going to take the greatest common factor right here. Greatest common factor here is going to be negative 3. Right here we're going to get x squared. Here we're going to get x. Here we're going to get negative 3. First thing we do is write it out in factored form. So we have x squared minus 3 and x minus 3 equals 0. Now we set both of these equal to 0. And x minus 3 equals 0. Start here, add 3 to both sides. So x squared equals 3. Take the square root of this. X equals plus or minus the square root of 3. Right there we have 2 solutions. We need to have 3. So we're going to add 3 here. X equals 3. All right, there are our 3 solutions, ladies and gentlemen, and we are moving on to example number 3 already. Here we go. Example number 3, first thing, greatest common factor. What do they have in common? X. So we're going to take out x out of each one of these. We're going to get x times x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. Now, AC method. A equals 1, B equals negative 4, C equals negative 12. A times C has add up to B. So I get 1 times negative 12. It's up to negative 4, so I get negative 12. 2 factors here, negative 6 and 2. If I add those together, I get negative 4. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. So I get x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 12 equals 0. We just double check. This right here equals this, so we're good there. We have 4 terms. We're going to plug it into our box. And we're going to get x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 12. Greatest common factor here, 2x, x, negative 6. Now, we can't forget about our super annoying little baby brother or sister. We have to bring that along. So we get x plus 2, x minus 6 equals 0. Now we set each one of these equal to 0. So x equals 0. One solution. We need 3. X plus 2 equals 0. Minus 2 on both sides. X equals negative 2. Second solution. Last one. X minus 6 equals 0. Add 6 to both sides. X equals 6. Third solution. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have all 3 of our solutions. All right, last example. Excitement. First thing, you guys, we have to put this into standard form, so it has to equal 0. So we're going to subtract 14x cubed on both sides. Now this has to get written first. So we have 2x to the 5th minus 14x cubed plus 24x equals 0. Now, greatest common factor, I can take a 2 and an x out of each one of these. So I get 2x goes out in front, x to the 4th minus 7x squared plus 12 equals 0. Now that I have 3 terms, I'm going to use AC method. A equals 1, B equals negative 7, C equals 12. A times C has to add up to B, so 1 times 12 has to equal negative 7. 12 factors negative 3 and negative 4. If I add those together, I get negative 7. So we're going to plug this back in. 2x, x to the 4th, minus 3x squared, that's important, minus 4x squared plus 12 equals 0. Now that I have 4 terms, this right here adds up to this. We're going to plug it in to our box. And I'm going to get x to the 4th, negative 3x squared, negative 4x squared, and 12. Here I get negative 4x squared, negative 3. Now we can't forget about our super annoying brother or sister, so we bring it down. 2x times the quantity x squared minus 4 and x squared minus 3 equals 0. Now we want 5 solutions. So here we go. 2x equals 0. So we divide both sides by 2. So x equals 0. There's 1. X squared minus 4 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides. X squared equals 4. Take the square root. X equals plus or minus 2. There's 3. And our last one we have is x squared minus 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. So x squared equals plus or minus, oops, not plus or minus, x squared equals 3. Then we take the square root, and x equals plus or minus the square root of 3. There's 2 more, so I have my 5 solutions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to be doing today, factoring and solving. All right, steps. Now, you guys don't have to write this down. You can if you want. Number 1, put the polynomial in standard form. That means the largest exponent to the smallest exponent. 2, factor completely using our factoring tools. Set up the factors equal to 0. And 4, solve for the variable. All right, we don't need that. That is all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a wonderful, fabulous day, and I'll see you soon.